Welcome to Matt's Garage. So we're headed to visit my brother in Saskatoon. So we're just racing the train. No, not quite. We're going to get some car parts for Nash for his 67 Meteor. So we got about a 2.5 hour trip. We're just leaving Saskatoon. Well, we're about a third of the way to the guy's house as the Meteor parts. We just stopped for fuel because yesterday we ran really low on gas. We didn't want to make that mistake again. Gas stations can be few and far between here in Saskatchewan. A bunch of cool cars here, guys. Couple Fox body Mustangs on the end there. Bunch of cool cars there. I always try to stop in a scenic location. Sometimes we just get off the highway a little bit so we can get out and stretch and have some privacy away from the traffic. My God, it is windy out here, guys. Just stopped for another stretch. I think we're about half an hour, 45 minutes away from our destination here, so gonna keep on rolling. We're on the final stretch now, guys. Just on the gravel back road here. This guy lives out on the farm, so well, we're really close. We're about 10 minutes away now. So windy. That wind is so cold. There's no one around. I'm not used to this. I'm from Alberta. There's people everywhere. We haven't seen a car for like 20 minutes. These grain elevators were pretty popular across Saskatchewan at one point. They're getting fewer and farther between with the great big grain terminals now that are replacing them. And this one looks like it's privately owned, but still a cool sight. This is Krill, Saskatchewan, and we're just waiting here to meet the guy that's selling us the parts. Well, there we go, guys. The guy who sold them to us helped me load them on there, and they're all up there. They seem really solid, so should be good to go. And then we got the extension panel here for the front. It's really nice. The only thing, this chrome trim on here, we don't have this, so we're gonna have to fill the hole to hold that on. And then there we got a full lock and key set. So we did pretty good on that. Those bumpers are in really nice condition. Got all this for $200, so I consider that quite a good deal. Elevator. Yeah, there we go, guys. We're in Krill Lake, Saskatchewan now. I just stopped to check the straps quick, and this looked like a good spot to take a picture. Another train there. Hard to really see with the sun there, but we're making our way. We're about halfway back to Saskatoon now. Running back to Saskatoon. Right, guys? It's another one of those grain elevators. Every town had them back in the day, but a lot of them have been torn down, so it's cool to see the remaining ones. And then we got a giant pig coming up here. Look at this, guys. Got one of the big new cement grain terminals over there. That's what's replacing all the small town grain elevators. If you didn't know, Saskatchewan's slogan on their license plate is Land of the Living Skies. So we'll keep an eye on this sunset. It looks like a pretty good one, and it's probably going to just keep getting better as the evening goes on. A lot of water around this part of Saskatchewan. The area of Saskatchewan where I'm from isn't nearly this low lying. We're going to be going there tomorrow, so. Just stop for another road break here. Things are going really good. Everything's staying tight up there. We're not even getting a lot of wind noise or anything. Kind of enjoying the scenery here. I really, it's so peaceful here, and there's never any people around. And just wide open spaces everywhere. This is pretty cool. It looks like a early 50s GMC or Chevy truck up on that stand there. Somebody's sign. This is in Cutworth, Saskatchewan. I thought it was a pretty cool sign. Another little bit to go. I just stopped to check the straps. More bodies of water with some little islands and stuff. I've never really been through this area of Saskatchewan before. It's kind of cool. Just driving on into the sunset here, guys. Having a great day, actually. I've really been enjoying this trip. We've put 1,200 kilometers on the little Neon already, and I'm just loving driving it on this trip. Actually, I've really enjoyed it. Really cool bridge here, guys. Just rolling into Kenaston, Saskatchewan. They've still got a few grain elevators here. So we're headed to Lorber, Saskatchewan right now. That's where I grew up. Just a small little town, about 150 people live there. Welcome to the flatlands. Pretty much nothing as far as you can see. It's actually kind of cool. It's kind of a surreal feeling to just sit here and drive and drive and drive and never see anything, never see anyone. We're enjoying it. This is Highway 19 now, so we're about 30 kilometers from my hometown. I just wanted to show you this cool abandoned house. I remembered this from when I was a little kid, and I always thought it was neat, the big green house. I don't know how well it would show up for you guys. There we go, just coming up on Lorber now. This is where I grew up here. Haven't been here in, what was it, 2015 we came here? Yeah. Over 3 years. There we go, welcome to Lorber. So this right here, this used to be my parents' motel here. Right there. We're not gonna drive in because there's people there. It's actually like a dog kennel now. But that was it, little 7-room motel. And they had a coffee shop in there and everything. It looked a lot nicer back then, I tell you. Time changes everything. And then over on this side, now one thing we are going to try and do here is when we came here in 2015 we were driving the 94 town car, what you now know as the Hot Rod Lincoln. We were daily driving it at the time, and we drove it down this road, this little shortcut here, and we got stuck. So step one, we got to drive down here in the Neon and see if we can make it. Now in the Lincoln's defense, it was extremely muddy when we went down here in it, and that's why we got stuck. Right around this corner there's a big mud hole and we got stuck in the middle of it. So we'll see if it's even muddy today. It doesn't look very muddy today. That's where I drove my Lincoln through there, and we got stuck in the deep ruts. I'm not even sure I want to drive through here in the Neon. Those ruts would swallow it, but if I'm careful I can go through here. Nothing to it. But if it was muddy, it might be a bit more challenging there even for the Neon. So this is the rink, the arena. Lorber 19ers play here. Great little hockey team. All these little towns, the rink is kind of the central gathering spot in town. So we'll drive around and I'll show you the house I grew up in here. Well, it's changed a lot, but that's the house I grew up in there. It didn't have that porch thing on the front and all that, but that little double garage there is where I built all my first cars. We didn't have a gate or anything either. I used to cut the grass around this grain elevator here. It's privately owned. Well, I had the camera shut off. I was just driving by one of my old teacher's house and he was out by his truck, so I stopped and said hi, and that was really cool to see him again. Now, this little building on the corner here, this used to be a Ford dealer. I actually bought a couple of vehicles off them, John's Ford. No longer John's Ford, unfortunately. That's the pedestal where the Ford sign was planted, right there where all those shrubs are. This is the main street in Lorber. There's unfortunately not much left of it. Most of the businesses have shut down already. You can see it looks like they were selling some tires out there more recently, but that's about it. This used to be our little store, Lucky Dollar Foods, when I lived here. But the old couple who ran it for all their lives, they passed on already, so it shut down with the rest of the things. Yeah, this used to be John's Ford for years and years. And I actually sold a lot of new cars here. I bought my first ever tank of gas at this gas station. We're just driving into Elbow, Saskatchewan here. A bit of a tourist town, just about 10 minutes away from Lorber, so I spent a lot of time here growing up too. There's a lake and a golf course here, so. They have a sod house here and a little museum. And this used to be I don't know if it still is, but that was my friend's ice cream shop when I was growing up, and we spent a lot of time there. I used to get free ice cream because I was his friend. This is it, Lake Diefenbaker here. We're just driving to the golf course in the marina here in Elbow. I wasn't sure if anybody was into boats, but there's a bunch of them here. A lot of sailboats. As you can see, it's very windy around here, so it's a great lake to sail on actually. You can take a walking path down there to get to the docks. And then the boat launch is down around here. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in this harbor fishing, and I had a little rowboat I used to row around here in. There's more docks down that way, around the corner there. Pretty cool. This lake was man-made in the late 60s. They flooded a valley to make it, if you didn't know. I think it was around 68, something like that, they did it. There you go, guys. I don't know if you can hear me over the wind, but that's a good view of the lake there. Just cruising around the golf course here. This is all golf course. Looks a little brown right now. There was some people out golfing. And actually at the clubhouse I noticed what I think is an old Kaiser, early 50s Kaiser Fraser. So I think we'll go back and just do a quick walk around video of that. I was just driving by and noticed this really cool car, so I had to get a little walk around. It is a Kaiser. I thought that's what it was. It's about a 52 Kaiser, I think. Looks like it's pretty well original. Very nice. This is the actual marina down here in the point at the end of the bay. We're just coming down here to see, there's a boat I know of, the Wendaby, and it's a boat the Queen actually rode on. And when she came for a visit to Canada once, it's like a 50-foot crisscross, like a wooden boat. Really old boat, really cool. And we were hoping to get a glimpse of it and take a little video, but we may find it yet, because I know another area where it actually dry docks, so I'm on the lookout for it. Well, it ain't what it used to be. This used to be the Lorber dump landfill, and it looks like it's just a transfer station now by the sign. But this was my one of my favorite places to play when I was younger, because I've always liked to take other people's junk and repurpose it and fix it and make something good and useful out again. So I brought a lot of things home from here when I was little, and built a lot of things out of them, and had a lot of fun sorting through the piles of trash here. I know that sounds bad, but It's just a small town. It wasn't like a yucky dump, and they used to have it all organized into piles, so I used to pick through all the car parts and stuff in the scrap metal heap when I came out here. And me and my friend would come up here and find all the spray cans we could and load them into one old oven, and then we'd start a fire in it and leave the door cracked open just a bit. We'd stand back and watch the show. It'd be like fireworks almost. They'd be popping off there for a while once it got up to temperature. Here's the Lorber cemetery, and I used to cut the grass here actually. I used to get paid $70 a time to mow all that grass. I had my own riding mower, and I would come out here and do it. I drove all the way out from town. I've been to Danielson Provincial Park here. I know the sun's probably so bright you can't see much anyway. So here's the boat I was mentioning earlier in the video. This is the Wendouree 2, and the Queen actually rode on this boat. And I used to know the carpenter who worked on it. I'm not sure if he's still the one doing work on it, but they get a bunch of work done to it every time it's water for the winter. They run tours on this boat all summer. I've had a full inside tour of it before. I'm not going to go on it today because I don't have permission, but it's pretty cool inside. You just don't see boats like this in Saskatchewan, so they moved it out here on a rail car. It was, I'm not sure where it was located before. I think it was in the Maritimes, but I'm not positive. It's been around a bit. And I believe it was built in the 50s. It's a crisscross brand boat. I wish I had his energy. What do you think of that view, guys? We're just approaching Gardner Dam. This is the largest earth dam in the world. It was built here in the mid-50s. I've talked to a lot of old-timers actually from this area who worked on the dam project. So we're just gonna zip up to the middle here, and then I'll get out and show you the area where the turbines and the spillway and all that is. So windy, right, Nash? He can't even keep his door open to get out of the car. Here, bud. I'll hold it for you. But the main dam is made of dirt. It's an actual earth dam. Just walk out and show you the retaining wall out here. So those are the big turbines. I just crossed the highway to show you the valley on the other side. So there's the Sask power plant down there, and there's part of the power grid, I guess. And then over here is the spillway, way over there. So I guess we'll drive up to it and get you a better view of it. Just for reference, I was just standing way over there by those turbines, and we were looking down at the valley. Here's the spillway. There's the highway up there. We just came down this road. So this is the entire spillway here. I have seen the spillway full stream before, right full of water. It's quite the sight actually. Just coming back across the dam here, and now the sun's the other way, so makes it a little nicer to get a decent video for you guys. So Gardner Dam was intended for irrigation. You can see an irrigation boom here, but there's not a lot of irrigation in the area. I think the main problem is the soil tends to go alkali here if you put too much water on it. I'm not sure if that's the reason there's not more irrigation in the area, but I just know it doesn't seem to work out. They don't irrigate a lot here. We just stopped in Oller Alberta here, and found this vintage car lot. Really cool. I actually remember stopping here years ago, and I have some pictures of the cars they had here then. I really like this red Chevy. Old Thunderbird. Here, if anyone is interested, here's all the information. '58 Ford, I believe. That's a nice T-Bird. Is this actually a Grand National? That would be cool. I'm never sure if they're real or clones, or I'm not that up on what makes a Grand National either. I don't think this is. Doesn't quite look that special. I think it's just a regular Regal somebody painted up in black. I was so busy walking around looking at the cars down there, I almost didn't notice this little guy up here. I guess that's a Fiat. Looks like it to me. Pretty cool. They got it mounted just in the central location too. They must have a big plate inside or something. Sorry about the frost on them. It's getting on to winter here in Canada, so I love the interiors on these. Fairlane 500. Be a nice family cruiser here. Yeah, it looks like there's another T-Bird back here, so maybe you can grab it as a parts car if you're buying that one. Not sure what the deal there is. I was hoping they would have some information tags in the windows, but they don't. The interior is really nice on this one. I think this is another 58, 59 Ford. This is a 65 Impala, I believe. Or is it? No. No, it's later. 67 Impala, right? 66 or 67? I'm embarrassing myself, probably. I know those taillights started in 66, I think. A little Diplomat. But a two-door Diplomat, not as common. It's actually kind of cool. I can't recall the last time I've seen one of these. I really can't see through the window. Looks like somebody had it painted up a while ago and it's starting to degrade a bit now. What do we have here? Pontiac Parisienne, I believe. Must be around the 1970. Oh, it's a rag top, and look at that, guys. Sad. Sad to see. 68 Pontiac. That's what it says on there. It has some people's info, so I'm not going to show that close up. And we got this big old land yacht here. Oldsmobile 98. Honorable mention to the Ford motorhome. I actually really like these Econoline vans with that front end. I had an 89 for a while. So that's about that. We're going to hit the highway again here. We're headed home today. I've got the bumper strapped down really good. I borrowed an extra strap off my brother because I want it to have two on each one for security. We're just coming into bigger Saskatchewan on our way back home now, and we're just passing this cool sign. I'll get up there and give you a little walk around. It looks like a couple 50s Chevys or GMCs. Very cool. So it looks like a water well drilling service. This is their sign. And so this would be their water truck. I'm guessing this is probably some of their original equipment from when they started out. I love seeing old trucks that are still done up with old equipment on them like this. There's the cutter. Derek. Looks like they just painted the back of it here recently. So this one's a Chevrolet. Back then I think there was a legitimate difference between a GMC and a Chevrolet. From what I understand, they had stronger springs and all sorts of things than the GMCs back then. Even stronger frames perhaps. Here's another cool one. Looks like a early to mid 50s Ford. And they got a giant metal spider on the side of it. Neon's been doing a great job hauling these bumpers. This roof rack's really proven itself on this trip. Definitely gonna leave it on the car. It's part of the car now. Isn't that a cool sight, guys? You can see for miles. We haven't seen a car on the road in good 10-15 minutes. Pretty cool. Just coming down through this big valley here. climbing up the other side of that valley now. There, little 2 liters working for it now. Oh joy, and now we're stuck behind a wide load. Looks like they're moving a double wide trailer down the road here. Well, as you can see, we made it back to Alberta. We're stopped in traffic here. There's some road construction and it's down to 1 lane, so we're just in the waiting lane right now. We've gone over 2,000 kilometers now. 2,037. As you can see, we're in the middle of a giant wind farm. Windmills as far as I can see in all directions. This is as close as we could get to one. Pretty cool, you can hear the air coming off of it. This is just outside of Kenaston, Alberta. So we're going to be continuing on. We're about 2.5 hours from home now. Okay guys, look where we are. We're back home. So we had a very safe and uneventful trip. We put 2,300 kilometers on the car and burnt about $300 worth of fuel. Gas is really expensive here in Canada. It's not like the car's hard on gas. That's just how much it cost. And we had fun. It was totally worth it. Car performed great. Never had a single glitch. I never even popped the hood on the whole trip. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Have yourself a great day.